Howdy, folks. It is Diecastbuffet here again. Welcome back to our NASCAR Diecast review. And today we have the Daniel Suarez Freeway Insurance Chevrolet Camaro. This is the first time I've ever seen a Freeway Insurance diecast, but if you kind of just close your eyes a little bit, it looks like the Geico car that we've seen for so many years, and ironically, it's an insurance car. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get it out. Alrighty, folks, we're out of the good old box. And, of course, this diecast review is brought to you by our friends at Circle B Diecast, guys. You can save on shipping with the promo code DIECASTbuffet, all one word, no space in between, for any orders, $30 or more, guys. That's where I picked this diecast up, and for all my other diecasts you see in the studio, that's where I get those from. Like, literally 99% of the time, I get it from Circle B, unless they're freaking sold out, which sometimes they're even sold out in pre-orders. So you gotta get them, you gotta get them while you can, man. Especially with, shipping costs rising. That code definitely comes in clutch, because let me tell you, all across the board, no matter where you get your diecast from, everything is going up. So, without further ado, we got Freeway Insurance, which, I mean, like I said, if you just, kind of close your eyes a little bit, it looks like a bootleg Geico paint scheme. It really does. You have the green numbers, you have kind of this medium tone blue in the car, or at least it seems like a good majority of it. It's actually painted blue, the whole car is, but you have that gloss white. It reminds me so much of the Geico car. So you got Freeway Insurance, go to the front of the diecast. You have a very interesting paint scheme design. A lot of whooshes and archways. I love the green. It's not a fluorescent green. I'm going to keep it honest. It really reminds me of just what do you call it? It's a Geico green. That's what it looks like. It's the Geico Gecko green, or whatever they call it. I like the blue Trackhouse logo there. It looks pretty cool. Sunoco number 99. The whole splitter, of course, all decaled black. Let's go to the left side of this diecast here, guys. And you got Freeway Insurance on the side panel. This is where this kind of bugs me on this car just a little bit. So one, I love the number placement, right? Because it's actually a lot more in the middle. Like right here is the middle of the car where my finger is. It's a whole lot more to the middle compared to another diecast, which, I mean, it's a fraction, but it also makes a huge difference. Like you can see the 99 on the car on top is a lot more forward, even though it's just slightly. It makes a huge difference. My only pet peeve about this car is I feel like the door number is a little bit too small for me. And check this out. So look at the double digit number on the Brian Blaney diecast. Look how, it's much larger, and it takes up a good portion of that side panel. It looks really clean, right? But the 99 on this one is a little too small for my liking. And then look at the Worth decal, and how the Worth decal even cuts over there to the door panel. The Freeway Insurance logo still has plenty of real estate to use, yet they only use the side panel. So my point with this is that this exact design could be used on a Gen 6 car, and I'll even get a Gen 6 car for reference, and it would fit on there. Think about it. So I'm saying, they could literally run this on a Gen 6 car, and it would fit. I'm not making this stuff up, guys. So that's my only pet peeve with this car, fellas, is that either this was, egregiously early in the design process, the next-gen era kicking off, but, I mean, come on, guys. Make the door number a little bit larger, right? Even if you have to move it forward, and bring this logo over. Why do they... I just can't... I can't understand it, guys. Why do they make their logos so small in these cars? I mean, they're clearly paying a fortune for it. Got Daniel Suarez right there. CommScope. Chevrolet. I don't know what that logo is, but that one, the purple one, I think is the Tootsie's logo. Cup Series, Goodyear. Got Simeon's right there on the side panel. Got Driving Savings. That's pretty good. So I think old Chastain might need some Freeway Insurance, because I mean he was straight up Leonard Skinner freebirding on the outside, brother. I mean, my goodness, he was flat footing it. I get the American Ethanol decal there. Go to the back end of the car. It's a pretty shade of blue. It really is. Nice medium tone blue. It's a lot darker and more, I would say, a higher opacity on camera, but off camera it's a little bit lighter, if you will. A little bit, not transparent, but it just looks a little bit lighter. Because you can see a darker stripe right here. It's a lot harder to notice that on camera than it is off camera. Got Freeway Insurance Driving Savings. The Camaro decal looks a little bit off. I think the whole back panel decal is actually a little bit off, but you know what? You know what they say about a broken clock. It's right twice a day. So I guess sometimes they're gonna have an oopsie do. I love the green number 99. Trackhouse Racing logo is a little bit too far forward on the left, or too far to the left side. Go to the right side of the diecast again. And I just really wish they would have done something more in the middle, because what happens, guys, is when they don't take advantage of making the logo large enough to take up this real estate and not making the door number large enough. It's a small thing, but what it does is it makes the car have a elongated wheelbase. It makes the rear to the front axles, it makes it look longer. And that's one of the things that bugs me. But when you take full advantage and use all of the necessary assets, it makes the car look a little bit shorter. Like, take this Cole Custer diecast, for example. They took it full advantage of the whole car. It makes the rear to the front wheel, it makes it look more narrow. But when you look at the Daniel Suarez car, it makes it look a lot larger. That's one of my pet peeves. And not to compare apples to oranges, but it reminds me of the 2003 Racing Champions Pontiac diecast, when they actually had a long wheelbase. I'm not even kidding. They were like mini limos. The way the diecast mold worked that year, they had to do something different, and it was bad. So you go to the roof of the car here. You get the bright green, and again, it is literally the Geico green. It's not day glow. It's much brighter on camera, no doubt about it, but it is the Geico lizard or gecko or whatever the biffy is, reptilian green. It looks really good, though. I love that shade. And of course, you see like the white around the A, B, and C post, and you have the blue in the middle. It's a pretty paint scheme. It just needs a little bit more tweaks to get it going, so to speak. Got Freeway insurance right there on the deck lid as well. So, what's the verdict on this diecast? Do I recommend it? Honestly, I do. It's the first time we've ever gotten this paint scheme made. I don't know how many they're making of it. This could be a car that no one expects, that could easily dry up and be a rare piece, because it's just so obscure, you know? It could also be a car that's going to be in a clearance bin for the next 10 years. You never know. That's the beauty of NASCAR Diecast. They could literally be in a clearance bin at every racetrack for the next 10 years, or you may never see this car brand new ever again. You never know. That's why we love it. But honestly, if they could fix the side panel, right, make the logo a little bit larger, fix the door number, maybe make it a little bit larger, move it up forward and drag this over, whichever. Just do a little bit something to get some more real estate, voided here, if you will. I think it would look really good, especially when you look at the roof number, guys, and look how giant the roof number is. That looks beautiful. And then you look at the tiny, tiny, tiny door number. Ugh, it bugs me, guys. They do the same thing on Christopher Bell's car sometimes. I feel like the 20 sometimes on the Bell cars are a little too small for my liking. This is a great example of a tiny door number as the lights go out in the studio. That's great. Check this out. Look at that 24 right there, guys. I mean, look at that. That's just, it's pathetic. Alrighty, folks, that's all for now. All, kidding and joking aside, I'm always grateful to get these diecasts, but that's the beauty of a diecast review, is you're always looking for the pet peeves, you're looking for things to critique. That's the objective of a review. It's not that you're just being negative Nancy about it. It's just you're trying to find the little things to critique and with constructive criticism, and that's how I look at these diecasts. But I would recommend it. I would probably give it an 8.8, maybe 8.7 out of 10 in terms of a paint scheme design. A little bit more tweaks, and we could probably get it a 9.1. But that's all for now, guys. Thank you all for watching. If you can, please give it a huge thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe. A whole bunch of Daniel Suarez paint schemes are getting made for the next-gen inaugural season. So if you're a Suarez guy, make sure to pick those up alongside those Roche Chastain cars. Oh, I'll end the video on this. They are offering the Checkers or Wreckers #1 car for Martinsville. Not just in 124. They're also offering in 164. So if you want that diecast, you better get it, because it's going to be cool. Hopefully they do a great job with it. But hopefully they do. Obviously they ain't going to put physical damage on the car, but you could always modify it and doctor it up a little bit. That's all for now, guys. Diecastbuffet, signing off.